stop. Take a breath. Because the most common mistake people make when choosing between option 1 and option 2 is this: they ask everyone else before they ask themselves. We've been taught to doubt our inner voice, to look for validation, to chase what looks safe, popular, or impressive. But here's the truth. When you choose from fear, you silence your power. When you choose to please others, you abandon your purpose. Both options may look good on paper. Both may promise success. But one aligns with who you are becoming, and the other pulls you away from it. The right choice doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers, and you only hear it when you're still. Ask yourself, which option brings me peace, not just praise? Which choice feels honest, even if it's uncomfortable? Your life is not a group project. It's a calling, and every aligned decision builds confidence, clarity, and courage. Stop making decisions based on who you used to be, or who others want you to be. Choose the option that honors your truth, because when you trust yourself, everything changes. The biggest mistake people make when deciding between option 1 and option 2 is choosing from fear instead of truth. Fear is subtle and persuasive. It disguises itself as logic, caution, and responsibility. It tells you to play safe to avoid risk, and to choose what will keep others comfortable. Fear convinces you that failure is permanent, and that one wrong decision will define your entire life. But fear is never a reliable guide. It is rooted in past disappointments, borrowed opinions, and imagined outcomes that may never happen. When fear leads your decision, your true desires are pushed aside, and your inner voice becomes quieter with every choice you make against it. Truth, on the other hand, is calm and steady. It does not rush you or pressure you. It feels grounded even when the choice is difficult. Truth comes from knowing who you are, what you value, and what kind of life you want to live. When you choose from truth, you are not guaranteed ease or approval, but you are guaranteed alignment. You feel whole in your decision, even if the road ahead is uncertain. Truth asks you to be honest about what fulfills you, not what impresses others or protects you from judgment. Many people confuse fear with intuition. Fear is loud, anxious, and urgent. It demands immediate action and paints worst-case scenarios. Intuition is quiet, patient, and clear. It does not scream. It waits for you to listen. When you slow down and sit with your decision, you begin to notice the difference. One option may make your chest feel tight, while the other brings a sense of openness. One may drain your energy before you even begin, while the other gives you a subtle sense of strength. These signals matter. They are your inner guidance system, trying to lead you toward truth. Choosing from fear often leads to regret, because it is based on who you think you should be rather than who you are. Over time, these choices accumulate, and you may find yourself living a life that looks successful on the outside but feels empty on the inside. Choosing from truth builds self-trust. Each honest decision strengthens your confidence and makes the next choice clearer. You begin to rely less on external validation and more on your own wisdom. When you face option 1 and option 2, pause and ask yourself which choice is driven by fear of loss and which is guided by love, growth, and authenticity. The answer may not always be comfortable, but it will be real. And a life built on truth, even with challenges, will always be more fulfilling than a life built on fear and safety alone. Silence and self-trust are often underestimated in a world that never stops speaking. When faced with option 1 and option 2, the instinct, for many people, is to seek advice immediately. They ask friends, family, mentors, and even strangers for their opinions, hoping that someone else will provide the clarity they are missing. While guidance can be helpful, the mistake happens when outside voices become louder than your own inner knowing. In that noise, your truth gets buried and your decision becomes a reflection of other people's fears, expectations, and experiences rather than your own. Silence is not emptiness. It is a space where understanding begins. In silence, you are able to separate what you truly want from what you have been told you should want. It allows your mind to slow down and your heart to speak without interruption. When you remove the constant input of opinions, comparisons, and advice you create room for clarity. Silence helps you notice your emotional reactions, your physical responses, and your deeper instincts. These signals are essential because they are uniquely yours, and they cannot be replicated by anyone else's perspective. Self-trust is built when you honor what you hear in that silence. It is the belief that you are capable of making decisions that serve your highest good. Many people doubt themselves because they have been conditioned to believe that authority exists outside of them. They were taught that others know better, that their feelings are unreliable, and that mistakes should be avoided at all costs. Over time, this conditioning weakens confidence and creates dependency. The truth is, no one else lives your life or carries the consequences of your choices. Their advice is filtered through their own fears, successes, and limitations. When you trust yourself, you stop chasing certainty from others. You understand that clarity does not always come with guarantees. Sometimes it comes with a quiet sense of rightness, even when the path ahead is unclear. Self-trust does not mean you will never make mistakes. It means you believe you can learn, grow, and recover no matter the outcome. That belief is powerful. It frees you from paralysis and gives you the courage to move forward. Silence and self-trust work together. Silence helps you hear your truth, and self-trust gives you the strength to act on it. When you practice both, you become less reactive and more intentional. You stop making decisions based on urgency or pressure, and start choosing from awareness and alignment. Over time, this creates a deep sense of inner stability. You no longer feel lost when faced with choices because you know where to return. You return to yourself. In moments of decision, step back from the noise. Sit with the question without forcing an answer. Let silence guide you inward. Then trust what rises, because when you listen to yourself fully and act with self-trust, you make choices that feel grounded, authentic, and truly your own. Both options can appear attractive and promising when you are faced with a decision, yet the critical truth is that only one of them will truly resonate with who you are and who you are becoming. It is natural to focus on external measures of success because they are visible and easy to compare. Option 1 may seem secure, familiar, and comforting, while option 2 may seem risky, uncertain, and full of unknowns. Both may offer opportunities for growth, recognition, or reward, yet neither guarantees fulfillment unless it aligns with your inner values and purpose. Many people make the mistake of choosing based on what looks impressive or safe, without considering how it feels in the core of their being. That is where alignment becomes essential. Alignment is not about choosing what is easiest or what comes with the most approval. Alignment is about understanding what matters to you at a fundamental level. It is about noticing the subtle cues that indicate whether a choice will support your long-term growth or lead you away from it. When you are aligned with your decision, you feel a sense of peace even if challenges arise. When you are misaligned, you may achieve external success, yet feel empty inside and question your path. This is why it is so important to look beyond the surface and listen to your instincts, intuition, and heart. They are the compass that points toward the choice that is authentically yours. Many people fear that choosing the option that aligns with them may lead to failure, judgment, or disapproval, yet the greater failure is living a life based on expectations that do not belong to you. Choosing the right option is not about avoiding mistakes, it is about honoring your own vision and integrity. It requires courage to say no to what everyone else expects and yes to what feels true to you. This courage is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet, steady, and persistent. It is the confidence to take one step forward, even when the path is uncertain, because you know it is right for you. It is also important to recognize that alignment does not always make the choice obvious at first. You may need time, reflection, and introspection to discern which option is in harmony with your life purpose. Pay attention to how each option affects your energy, your emotions, and your sense of possibility. Which choice excites you even if it scares you? Which choice makes you feel alive even in moments of challenge? These are the indicators of alignment, and they are far more reliable than the opinions or expectations of others. Ultimately, both options may be good on paper, but only one will feel right in your soul. Choosing that option builds confidence, trust, and momentum. It strengthens your ability to navigate future decisions with clarity and authenticity. Each aligned choice compounds over time, creating a life that is coherent, intentional, and deeply satisfying. Choosing without alignment may offer temporary gains, yet it will always leave a quiet longing for something more. That is why it is not enough to simply weigh pros and cons. You must ask yourself which option truly reflects who you are and who you are meant to become. Alignment matters more than approval, because approval is temporary, external, and often misaligned with your deepest values, while alignment is enduring, internal, and directly connected to your sense of purpose. From a young age, many people are trained to seek validation from others. They are taught to perform well, to earn praise, to meet expectations, to follow rules that reflect societal norms, rather than their own unique path. Seeking approval can feel comforting in the moment, because it provides recognition and a sense of acceptance, yet it rarely leads to lasting fulfillment. When you base your decisions on what others will think, you may avoid conflict, criticism, or disappointment, yet you also risk sacrificing your authenticity and your potential. Alignment, on the other hand, requires a deep understanding of yourself, your values, your priorities, and your vision for your life. It is about making choices that feel right in your heart, even if they do not conform to what others expect. Alignment is not always easy, because it often goes against the grain. It may require saying no to popular opinion, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and trusting your own instincts in the face of uncertainty. Yet the rewards are profound, because when you live in alignment with your truth, your actions are consistent with your inner self, and your life gains a sense of coherence, clarity, and purpose that cannot be achieved through approval alone. People often confuse approval with guidance, and they allow the desire to be liked or accepted to dictate major decisions. They may choose a career, a relationship, or a lifestyle because it is admired by others, rather than because it resonates with their inner calling. Over time, these choices accumulate and lead to dissatisfaction, confusion, and even resentment. You may achieve recognition or accolades, yet still feel a quiet emptiness, because the path you are on is not truly yours. Approval can be fleeting and conditional, whereas alignment provides a steady foundation for decision-making and personal growth. To prioritize alignment over approval, you must cultivate self-awareness and self-trust. This means listening carefully to your own instincts and feelings, observing how different options affect your energy and emotional state, and reflecting on your long-term goals and values. It means being willing to disappoint others, if necessary, to honor your own path, and recognizing that true respect comes from authenticity, not conformity. Alignment empowers you to act with integrity, because your choices reflect who you are rather than who others want you to be. When you consistently choose alignment over approval, you build confidence, resilience, and clarity. You learn to navigate life's uncertainties with a sense of purpose and direction. Each aligned decision reinforces your self-trust and strengthens your ability to discern what is truly best for you. In the end, approval may come and go, yet alignment remains. It is the compass that guides you through difficult decisions, the anchor that keeps you grounded in moments of doubt, and the foundation upon which you build a life that feels authentic, meaningful, and deeply satisfying. Choosing alignment over approval is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Your decision today shapes your tomorrow in ways that are often invisible in the moment, yet powerful over time. Every choice you make, no matter how small, carries momentum. It sets a direction, influences your habits, and determines the opportunities you will encounter next. Many people underestimate this impact because they focus only on immediate outcomes. They ask which option feels easier right now, which avoids discomfort, or which delivers faster results. But life is not shaped in a single moment. It is shaped gradually through repeated decisions that either move you closer to your true potential or slowly pull you away from it. When you stand between option 1 and option 2, you are not just choosing an action. You are choosing a future version of yourself. Each option comes with a different set of experiences, lessons, and growth. One may strengthen your confidence, while the other may reinforce your fears. One may expand your sense of possibility, while the other may keep you confined within familiar limits. These effects compound over time. A decision made from courage builds resilience. A decision made from avoidance builds doubt. What feels small today becomes significant tomorrow, because it influences how you think, feel, and respond to future challenges. Many people delay decisions because they fear making the wrong one. They wait for perfect certainty or ideal conditions. In doing so, they forget that indecision is also a decision. Choosing not to choose often keeps you stuck in the same patterns and postpones growth. Forward movement, even with uncertainty, creates learning. It reveals strengths you did not know you had and opens doors you could not see before. When you accept that no decision guarantees perfection, you free yourself to focus on progress instead of fear. Your decisions also shape your self-identity. When you consistently choose paths that align with your values, you begin to see yourself as capable, trustworthy, and strong. This self-perception affects everything from your relationships to your ambitions. You become more decisive, more confident, and more open to opportunity. Conversely, when you repeatedly choose against your inner truth, you weaken self-trust. Over time, this can lead to self-doubt and hesitation, even in situations where you are fully capable. The way you decide teaches you who you believe you are. It is important to remember that shaping your tomorrow does not require grand, dramatic choices. It often happens through simple, honest decisions made consistently. Choosing growth over comfort, honesty over convenience, and alignment over fear creates a future that feels intentional and fulfilling. Each aligned decision becomes a building block. Together they form a life that reflects your true priorities and potential. When you make a decision, ask yourself, not only what this choice gives me today, but who this choice helps me become tomorrow. Let that future version of yourself guide you. Because every decision is a vote for the life you are creating, and when you choose with awareness, courage, and integrity, you shape a tomorrow that feels authentic, meaningful, and deeply your own. In the end, every decision is an invitation to trust yourself more deeply. When you stop choosing from fear, silence the noise, honor alignment over approval, and remember that each choice shapes your future, you reclaim your power. There will always be two options, but the right one is the one that reflects your truth. Choose with courage, choose with clarity, and choose in a way that allows you to become the person you were meant to be.